Okay. So it looks like we are live on Facebook, and it's a great moment for me. So it's today is 12th of May, and I am here today, and I'm actually very happy to be here today with an amazing lady that I consider a friend, and that I admire a lot for what she does. I am specifically thrilled that she took the time to be with us today, considering that she's at work, and her name is Naomi. And I know we have several Facebook friends that are common, and I hope they're watching us, as they were promising yesterday, as well as many other people. I am honored that I had the chance to meet Naomi several years ago when she got a prize for being a silent hero battling TB for the hundreds of patients and people with TB that she helped, while she also went through the disease. And she will tell us a bit more about that. Today is International Nurses Day. And I think a lot of us, in life, we wanted to be a nurse. That was actually when I was a kid, that's what I always wanted to be. And we were all fighting each other to be the nurse in general. And I think a lot of us are deeply amazed and honored to see the work that nurses are doing, not just in TB in general, as the forefront fighters for people that are sick. And because of COVID, even more, I think we realized how much nurses are taking on their shoulders, modest, humble, quiet, without showing off, and just day after day doing their work as unsung heroes, as we said. So we have Miss Naomi Wanjiru with us. I am so impressed that you are at work in your coat and everything. I'm so it's so moving. So Naomi, my dear, I want to start by asking you, how did you decide to be a nurse, and how did you arrive to be a nurse? In life, how did it go, your career to being a nurse?
Okay, well, thanks a lot for the invite. Good morning, everyone. And I'm happy to be live with Luchika to share my story. Let me begin by saying that it wasn't after I completed my secondary school, I did not go to the college because my parents couldn't afford. So I got some work as a casual worker in a hospital. So I did there for some time. But I used to admire nurses. Let me say I admired the way they dressed. I was telling myself, one day, one time, I want to be a nurse. So after 10 years out of school, that is when my parents afforded and they took me back to school. And I'm very grateful because that was the right decision I made, and I am grateful to them for supporting me. I'm happy.
Yes, actually, they should be, applauded, or, it's really great that they supported you, or, understood your dream and really made sure that is happening. This is really great, and so on. So Naomi, you are doing an amazing work with people with TB, and you personally went through TB as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the story and about the work that you do with people with TB?
Okay. Immediately I got out of college, I was deployed in Engineer Hospital, where I found other nurses working around. After 6 months, I was deployed to TB HIV clinic. I worked there for 6 months. Then after again 6 months, I started experiencing some pain in my back. At first, people thought that it was due to lifting of patients because, you know, in a hospital, you lift patients. But after some severe investigations, they came back positive that I had TB. These were very devastating news for me. But I didn't take them positively. I thought that nurses or any health worker cannot get TB. TB is for people outside, but not a health worker. Unfortunately, I was one of them. So the TB did not affect my lungs, but affected my backbones. They were destroyed completely. So I was put on completely bed rest for 1 year. That 1 year, I couldn't walk. I couldn't take myself to the toilet. I couldn't even lift myself up. So it is from the support of my people, my sisters and brothers, and even my mom, who came to wash me so that I can be well. With the time, I was told, after I completed treatment for 6 months, I was told that the TB has not gone out. So I was told that I will go back to take the medication. But this time I was put on injectables. I requested 1 or 2 or 3 of my friends, but they were afraid to come and inject me. For one, they feared that I would maybe infect them or I am going to die or what is wrong. I approached one nurse and I told her, don't worry, don't come to inject me because I can see clearly you are not at peace with it. Just bring the injectables. I will inject myself. And that is what I did for 60 days. I injected myself. This day, on Monday, I would inject on my left side. Tuesday, I would inject on my right side. I did that for 60 days. After I completed my medication, all other symptoms went away. I couldn't sweat now. The weight was coming back. But after the investigation again, they said the TB is still there. And I'm still not able to walk. I went to physiotherapy. They couldn't help. I went for an MRI, which came back positive that all my bones, my L3, L4, and L2 are completely destroyed. So I was told to go for surgery in India. I felt like killing myself that day. I did not have any hope anymore because now I was told to look for 1.2 million. Where was I going to get 1.2? I'm a single parent. It was hectic. But thanks to people, they came for a harambe. We call it harambe. Everybody giving something small. And I was able to go to India for surgery where I was put some metals inside, and that is what is supporting me up to date. When I was in India, they did some biopsy and they came back positive that now I have MDR. I'm telling you, that day was the worst day of my life. Had it not been that I was with my sister there in India, I think I would have taken all the medication and died because I felt that this is just too much for me. I was crying daily, asking God, surely God, why would you do this to me? But I remember very well, someone called me and told me, you be an example, just take the medication. You keep telling others to take, why not you? Why are you not taking? So I decided, forward, no looking back. I started taking the medication. And after I was going for checkups, for follow-ups. And after about 36 months, I was declared that I'm healed. Now I'm here. When I came back to the hospital where I was working from the surgery in India, so many nurses called me and told me, why are you going back to work in that clinic? That is where you got the TB from. Why don't you request you go to somewhere where you will not bend or where you are not going to have a lot of work? Because if you go back to TB clinic, you will get another TB. And you see now you had MDR. Now what are you going to do? I told them, for me, I think I want to go back there so that I can tell my clients that TB is treatable, TB is curable, and to work with passion and to encourage others. In fact, let me say, Luchika, before I start any client on medication, I sit down with the client. I show them my scars, my back scars, because I have so many of them. I explain to them step by step. And I tell the client, now it is you to decide if you are going to take medication or you want to walk the road I took. And the client will always tell me, If you took medication and got healed, I'm ready to take. And I'm very grateful that you are ready to show us your scars. And for sure, ever since I came to this clinic from the surgery, I think I have 1 or 2 people who have refused to take medication, but the rest, they are very comfortable. And immediately I start a client on medication, I make sure on this card, I write my number, so that in case of anything, just call me. Let me tell you, on Friday last week, a client called me and told me, sister, they like calling a sister instead of nurses, I have taken more medication that I'm supposed to take. What am I supposed to do? I went back and thought, had that client not had my number, what would he have done? He would have come to the clinic. But the moment he has my number, he's ready to call me. But I tell them, don't go beyond personal issue, just medication. And in case you have anything you want to share with me, I'm always ready. And I'm very grateful even to management for supporting me. For they believe in me. They know that when I'm there, I will work. And I work, and I keep telling people that work with passion. Don't work to be paid. Don't look at what you are going to receive, but even the blessings that the Lord give you, and even the blessings that people tell you, I'm happy I got healed. I'm happy you are in that clinic. Had I gotten someone who would discourage me, I think I would give up. Let me give you a story of yesterday. Yesterday was my clinic day on Tuesday. A client came, a newly enrolled client, and told me, sister, let me ask you a personal question and do not be angry. I said, I'll never be angry, just tell me. He told me, my mom told me, even if I take this medication, the TB will never go away. So I will be a carrier of TB. I took my time and I went to that mother's client and told her, support your child, support your child. I went through this and he will be healed. In fact, after 6 months, you will not even notice. I told the mother, look at your son. 3 weeks ago, he couldn't walk. He couldn't even pick a cup of water to give himself, but now you've seen the improvement. So after 6 months, this boy of yours will even help you to go to the shamba. So I'm very grateful, and I'm very happy when I start a journey with a client, when he's very down, and after 6 months, he's happy. He tells me, Naomi, I'm grateful. That I get satisfied. I feel I have done my best.
Naomi, you almost made me cry. I am speechless. I want to say that you are like the arm of God, dear sister. We say the same in my country, sister. And it's unbelievable what you went through. It's unbelievable your resilience. But I think we all should be humbled and we should all listen to you. The fact that you, not only that you turned back to the clinic treating people with TB, and but also using your, what you say is unbelievable, because it's what works the most, is the example of your own example, showing and giving hope to people. Because you're right, you know, in the world, Naomi, why I'm you give me hope now, a lot of hope, because I started feeling that because of COVID, people are less empathetic. I feel like we are becoming emotionally dry, and you know, you feel like people don't care that much for each other. But what you speak here with all this passion is actually love for human beings, love for your brothers and sisters, to put it this way, to go through the disease. And you use whatever you have, including your own time, extra miles that you work to make this happen. And I know that there are people like you. I hope there will be more people like you. I hope will be only people like you, because from this dialogue, from this interaction with people sick, it's where you give, even beyond the treatment, you give that special hope, that special support to somebody sick. And what you went through was actually a sign of resilience, and I'm grateful, and God bless your family and your sister to be with you, because you're right. People would have given up instead of you, with the forms that you had and the difficulties that you had over there. That's, You are really amazing. With your permission, we will use the recording of this and play it to staff. And I hope we will be also able to share with our board members, because I know that nurses are such a noble category of professionals, but what you speak here is absolutely amazing. Did your life and the life of the clinic changed because of COVID, Naomi? Did you observe, are the things changed since COVID? Do you see more people with TB, less? Are people scared to come to clinic? Do you observe any of this because of COVID in your day-to-day work?
Exactly. Let me say, COVID really got us off guard. We didn't expect that this will go far, this much. For people, the number of TB patients or the recipient of the medication of TB really went down. This is because they were not willing to come to the hospital. You know why? COVID and TB, the symptoms are almost the same. So if a client is at home and coughs, people will fear that this might be COVID. And you know the stigma associated with COVID and even with TB. So someone would rather stay at home and just buy over-the-counter medications. The number of people screened for TB really went down. This is because of that. And also the lockdowns. You remember we were put on lockdown, on curfew. People were not able to travel to come to the hospital. So many people that came last year, in fact, I can attest from my register that the number that came to hospital were really down. This is because they were brought to the hospital while they are very down, because they would fear to be taken to the isolation. And you also know the isolations is not free. People are paying a lot of money. So people are afraid to come. And the economic status of people went down. The little money that they got, they would rather buy food or pay for house rent rather than come to the hospital. All this attributed to reduced number of TB clients. In fact, one day I was saying, if I compare, I have been in this clinic for like 12 years. If I compare the number of clients I have attended for those 12 years, last year were the most few numbers. This is because people are not coming for screening. And I also want to call upon all nurses, all clinicians who are working in those clinics, that if a client come from home to hospital, either it is because of any cough or either it's because of any fever, do not just say, you have COVID. No, just take your time to screen. Just send that client to laboratory for that investigation. If it comes back positive for TB, well and good. If it is not TB, it is COVID, well and good. Nowadays, we are managing both TB, and COVID. It is also upon us. Do not let a client go back without being screened. It is our responsibility. If I come to hospital, just maybe the first day you can give me antibiotic, but if I come back the second time, do not go back and write on the same card that go get some antibiotic. No, you'd rather tell that client, go for investigation. Clients are very much willing to know what is ailing them. For me, I took a long time before I knew what was ailing them. I keep telling myself, if the moment I started feeling the back pain, someone told me, go check for TB, I would not have suffered what I suffered. But this come, go, it takes a long time. Early diagnosis is the key. You capture the disease on time, you'll prevent. But the moment we come to the hospital as nurses, maybe the number is big, it is clearing and forwarding. It is not our will, but you see the queue is too long and you are supposed to finish. What are you supposed to do? It is clearing and forwarding. You write medication, go. You write medication. Let's not do that. Let's take upon ourselves to screen a client. You'd rather do a small job that you have done it well than a big one and you've not done well. So just be that a drop in the ocean. Let me say, like Mother Teresa, a drop in the ocean. Do good to those that are around and make sure you've done the best. But don't do, you've done, today you've seen how many clients? 100. And you've missed the cases. But if you say, I've seen 20 and I've gotten 2, I have put them on medication, you are good to go. And you will even sleep. very sweet sleep because you've done your part. That is what I keep believing. And then I want to tell people, let's go for screening, either for TB or for COVID. If you have TB, the medication are free. Can you imagine? I received all the medication freely. I was not even told to pay for a shilling. In fact, if I had to pay for those medication, I wouldn't be here. It would be a forgotten story. I would have bought for 1-2 months or depend on people to buy for me. But these medications are free. So let's take our step. Go for screening. If you have TB, get the medication freely. Be well, go start working, and life would be good. And for COVID, let's follow the rules that are put. Wear a mask. Now I'm not wearing because I'm all alone in the room. Wash your hands. I have a sink that has water, and all things we are going to work them well. Before immediately COVID came, there was a lot of stigma, a lot. We would wear until you wouldn't see who is who. You'd wear a cape, you'd wear clothes, you'd wear a mask. We even wore 3 masks to prevent. But with dedication, now we are just using 1 mask. We got the vaccine, and life is becoming a bit simple, easier now. And also this year I've registered a big number of people because now people are being educated. They know the difference between COVID and TB, so they are now coming up. Those steps that we took to end TB by 2030, yes, I know we were taken back, but let's not lose hope. Let's start from where we are and move on. Let's not look at what we lost. Yes, we lost and it wasn't good for us, but where we are, can we start from there and move on? That is what I would say.
Naomi, this is really beyond my wildest expectations in terms of your advices to us. And I will very much listen to what you say, because you give us this amazing signal of hope. And I like very much what you said, and it's something that we need to embrace, because it happened. As you say, it happened. We are pushed back. We lost years of work, but people are in front of us. So we really need to put that aside and do the best for them. And I also, I think we all need to learn from you what you just said about whatever you do, do it perfect, do it as good as you can, that you are proud of what you did. Don't run through people after people after people for 2-3 minutes each person, and then missing symptoms, but also missing that connection with the person that is sick, as you say, without being able to interact properly. This was probably the most uplifting conversation I had this year with someone, Naomi, and I'm really grateful for. I really tell you that it went directly into my soul, and I'm really grateful that you took the time to be with us on this very important day. But more important than being the International Nurse Day is your day in the clinic with people and so on.
Thank you.
So I want to give you the floor, the last in this interaction, and see if there is anything that you want to say to the governments of the world for nurses to support your work, or any advice that you have to the people that are listening us, but also more important to the decision makers. If it was in front of you, I don't know, a prime minister or a president of a country, I know very well you would do fantastic. I will actually dream to have you in front of a president or a prime minister. You would be an amazing speaker for healthcare workers, for people working with TB and other disease. So this would be, whatever you feel like you would like to ask or tell someone. Yeah.
Okay. First, I would want to talk to my government, or not necessarily my own government, also the whole world, the policy makers and the government. Please put enough support, funding. Let's support. This disease does not choose. It is not choosing from the rich or from the poor. Anybody can get this disease. Maybe today you would refuse to support, but tomorrow it will be you. Not necessarily you, your sister. Not your sister, your daughter or your son. Let's support. Let's support. Let the policy makers support, and even intersectoral relationship. There should be. The effort that was put on COVID, oh my God, it was fantastic. Same support should be put on TB. In fact, I was looking at this and say, had the government supported TB the way COVID was supported, in fact, we would have ended TB long time ago. And you see the goodness, let me say the goodness with TB is that it is a bacterial infection. So if it is bacterial infection, it will be cured. It is not like a viral infection. In fact, long time before COVID came, people are not using masks. Now people are using masks, and the TB you are preventing yourself. So let the government support people, support the policy maker, put policy makers, and also be accountable. Don't just give money and be misused. Let's be accountable of the money. Know that a shilling that you are wasting, a shilling that you are not putting to what is supposed to be intended, someone is crying. Someone is crying. So can the government think, give out the money and follow it up to make sure that it has done what it's supposed to do? To all my fellow nurses, this is the best career I took, nursing, because you become one-on-one, you have that personal relationship with your client. You have so many friends around, and you are happy when you see someone came very sick and now is healed. Not necessarily on the line of TB, any line. If you're on maternity, support that mother to get the baby well. She will sing that song. This such and such sister was good to me when I was delivering. To nurses who are working in MCH, let's give the vaccines to our children as need be. Because it is the vaccines that will prevent pandemics that like the one they kill. So let's do the health education to all community members so that they can come for vaccination. If you are sent to pediatric ward, deal with that kid as if it is your own kid. If you're in male ward, attend to that patient as if it's your own father or your own uncle. Don't assume that these are not my people. They're your people. This world, we are all working together to support each other. If you are working in emergency department, make sure you do your best. Let people recognize you for the good work that you've done. To the community, follow the instructions. We, as nurses, we are the engine of the hospital. It is like a car cannot move as much as it's a beautiful board outside, but without an engine, it cannot move. But even in a hospital, a hospital cannot run. In fact, if you come to this hospital now, we have so many nurses. A doctor can miss, a clinician can miss, but the hospital will still run because it has the engine. The engine is a nurse. So I'm very grateful for nurses. Let's even health educate. You know, when the community is knowledgeable, then the disease will go down. In fact, it is written all over, even in our social media, in our TVs, anywhere, wash your hands. You're educating the community. When they wash their hands, when they follow rules, the diseases go down. So it is upon us. As nurses, we are educators, we are advocates. Let's do the best also to our community. Lastly, I want to appreciate everybody who supported me during this journey of TB. Someone once told me that if a pickup, you see a pickup, comes in front of your house and you start vomiting the medication that you've taken, a pickup will be filled. But he told me, but I'm very grateful that you got healed and you are preaching the gospel of TB. And I'm not ashamed, Luchika, let me say the truth. I'm not ashamed that I got TB. At first, it was so stigmatizing. Even when people were asking me, Naomi, is it true that you got TB? I said, no. It is only that I broke my back when I fell down. I couldn't agree that I had TB because it was full of stigma. But now I want even the whole world to know that I got TB and I got healed. And I also want to shout to the top of my voice that TB is curable, TB is manageable, TB is preventable. I want the whole world to know that if we do our part, the rest, things will just sort themselves out. But if we sit down and look, now they call me Naomi wa TB, Naomi the TB, Naomi the TB, and I'm not ashamed. In fact, my apron is written now, TB. Come ask me about TB. And I'm never ashamed. I'm very grateful for what life gave me. It was a blessing in disguise, let me say. Thank you, Luchika.
Thank you so much, Naomi, and God bless you. What you
Amen.
told us today, it's really gold for us. As I told you, I want to share a lot this interaction of us, not for what I say, for what you say, for your genuinity, for your amazing love for people, for amazing love for life, and for what you do. So I would like to thank you so much for taking the time. You are a blessed to the world. I really wish you from all my heart to stay healthy, to continue this amazing job that you do, to keep well your family, your kid, your all around you, all those that you love. I appreciate your leadership in the hospital, and I will, they need to support you more and more, and all your nurses. And I really hope the world and the colleagues that are looking at us and people looking at us get from you this desire to help, this desire to be close to people and to do your part. I learned from you, we need to do the piece that we can do it well, and continue with it to change the world of people that are less lucky than us. And yes, I am infected with TB. So I didn't go to the disease, but I'm infected. I also hesitated in telling people. Initially, when I told someone, started saying, oh, maybe we should not have dinner. We were supposed to have dinner that day. So I told someone, I am infected with TB. And the person was like, okay, maybe we should cancel dinner till you clarify. And so stigma continues to exist. But when we speak, I don't even dare to compare me with what you went through, but stigma exists. You fought everything. And I think that was, people should know that, as you say, TB is curable, and we can win in front of this disease. There is no shame, and we will fight a lot stigma together as well. We from Stop TB will be there for all the nurses in the world and for you. Today, for World Nurses Day, we had, in my opinion, the best nurse that I could ever have for this nurse and sister Naomi. And I'm really honored and really humbled that I know you, Naomi. Love you so much. Take care.
Thanks a lot. I'm very grateful, and be blessed. Thank you for the support, the continuous support that you've given unto me. Because the moment you support me, I'm able to reach to the others. I'm very grateful. We'll work together. We have to finish this disease by 2030.
We will do it, Naomi, together. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Big kiss. Have a good day, good shift. Huh? Take care.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
Bye.